Alright, hey guys, Pax, welcome back to another tournament report. This tournament report is for the 4th week of May. If you guys are new to my channel, consider liking and subscribing so you don't miss out on Pokemon Pocket content, especially with the new pack coming in less than 10 days from now. Yeah, consider liking and subscribing, but yeah, without further ado, we're just gonna get right into it. So yeah, this is the 4th week of May. We got one more week. If this is your first tournament report on my channel, then how this would go is, yeah, I'm pretty much just gonna kind of skim through this article, kind of just look at the decks. Not really gonna go in depth with like what the text says. If you guys want to read the article is in the description below. But yeah, we're just gonna get right into it. So how this tournament report will go. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of read over the decks, and then at the end, I'm gonna use one of these decks in rank and see how it performs. And yeah, let's get right into it. So for this tournament report, we're just gonna be talking about one tournament specifically. It's a pretty big tournament, as you can see. Grails.gg's Pocket Royale. $10,000 cash prize. Pretty huge, and it also sets a new record for prize supports in Pokemon Pocket history so far. A whopping 2,829 players, almost getting to the 3,000 player mark. So yeah, I like how tournaments are getting very mainstream. And keep in mind, this is all, although this is an unofficial tournament, like it's not sponsored by Pokemon Pocket like Dina. I wouldn't be surprised if Dina starts doing official tournaments. They tried something in Korea, I believe. That's pretty ambitious, but yeah, I can very much see them doing a lot more tournaments, at least once a year in the future. Like imagine like a Pokemon Pocket World Cup. It's gonna be kind of crazy, like how the meta changes all the time, but yeah, we shall see. Anyways, yeah, this is a pie chart right here showing how the popular decks that were used. And as you can see, Giratina EX is still very prominent. This guy is just, yeah, he's just, I remember when he first came out, I was looking at like the Reddit and Discords, and they were like, yeah, he's not really that special. Like people were primarily criticizing his ability, like his ability ending the turn. And yeah, look at him now. Like getting passive key is huge in this game, and he is amazing. Same thing with Darkrai. Darkrai is, yeah, just a menace. Just that nightmare aura. Doing consistent chip damage is always appreciated. And yeah, okay, we also have Meowscarada. Okay, this is pretty interesting. So Charizard EX is getting slowly phased out. A less popular compared to Arceus EX. Very interesting. Solgaleo, much more, 3%. Same thing with Garchomp. We got other, and yeah. So let's see. There's like almost 3,000 players. High prominence with Darkrai, but when it comes down to day 2, these are the remaining competitors right here. So yeah, as you can see, Darkrai is still pretty prominent. However, Meowscarada sees more prominence in day 2. It kind of makes sense because, I mean, I'll probably explain it more later on, but given that Meowscarada is effective against Darkrai EX, yeah, I can see why. But yeah, this is very interesting. We got Gengar, Shining Revelry, Charizard. Yeah, as you can see, Charizard in the previous metas, yeah, Charizard was very prominent. Like he was the most dominant in my opinion. Like let's compare last week. So last week, this is from the Frog EX Weekly Cup. Yeah, so let's see, Charizard still pretty prominent. It's Meowscarada a lot less, but I feel like with the influx of Darkrais, as you can see here, yeah, Darkrai is the most popular. There's like, yeah, there's more people using Meowscarada, and it kind of shows over here. Numbers in top 8, as you can see, a lot of Meowscarada dominance, because even with Giratina decks, like, yeah, I mean, these 39, a lot of them probably run Darkrai as well. And yeah, given that insane value with Meowscarada, and keep in mind, Meowscarada also kind of counters Giratina as well, because I mean, Meowscarada is the EX killer. Giratina, he takes 20 recoil damage. That sets him to 130 if he doesn't have Giant Cape. And then Meowscarada can just one-shot, easy one-shot. So I can see why Meowscarada is very dominant. Oricorio, yep, just hang in there. Pretty nice. So yeah, this is the first deck we'll be going against. Self-proclaimed no EX Revenge. We saw this in the previous tournament report as well. As you can see, yeah, it's a 2-time Ursaday's Pocket Weekly winner. And yeah, it's dominated by Meowscarada. Decidueye, only 1 copy because you want to prioritize Decidueye in the late game. Ideally, how you want to play this is, yeah, you would have 2 Meowscaradas out. If they both die, then you sub in Decidueye at the end game. And Decidueye just sweeps, so it's kind of maximizing the points. It's optimizing your game. Pretty nice. As well as Red Card. Red Card can just mess up your opponent. I feel like you get insane value potentially if you Red Card early game. Like let's say your Pokemon, your opponent places like a basic Pokemon, and they're planning on evolving it into stage 2 with Rare Candy. You can just Red Card this to completely mess them up. Granted, that's all speculation. Like they could have just like the worst hand, and you Red Card them, and then you just get like the best hand ever. So that could happen. That's happened to me a couple times. Pretty sad, but again, it's ultimately up to RNG. You just kind of have to read your opponent, really. If they go stage 2, it also helps to see kind of where they put their energy. Like if they put their energy onto a certain Pokemon, like in the bench, then they're building up for that Pokemon to get out. So red carding could help you a lot. Lily, enough said, amazing support. Leaf Cape, Yeah, this deck is, I talked about this a lot in my previous weekly report. Yeah, this deck is, it has a lot of sustainability. Like it's gonna be hard for your opponent to kill your Meowscarada Decidueye unless they get like something like Charizard out. If Charizard can just one-shot, then yeah, but if they can't one-shot Meowscarada or Decidueye, then they're gonna have a tough time because of all the heals. Yeah, very nice. Next deck right here, we have, okay, yeah, this is same thing. We saw this in the previous tournament as well. Magnemite, Magneton, Magnezone, one Shaman, and then Oricorios. Yeah, this is perfect because if you pair Giant Cape with Magnezone, you get 160 HP, which is pretty nice. And keep in mind, Magnezone, since it's a stage 2, it will get the Lily buff. So yeah, I can see, yeah, this deck is a little bit offensive, more offensive in my opinion than defensive, because we do have Guzma. Guzma, as you can see, discards all Poketool cards attached to each of your opponent's Pokemon. So this is perfect for like bypassing like Rocky Helmet or Poison Barb. At the same time, we also have Cyrus. Again, if your opponent is low and he tries to switch out, you can just sub in Cyrus. Mars as well, essentially a red card. You could use Mars as a red card, or late game, if your opponent has 2 points and then they have like a full hand of cards, you can just use Mars and just completely mess them up. So ideally, how you want to play this is have Shaman in the bench, Magnemite in the bench, and then have Oricorio in your active spot, because yeah, Oricorio prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's EX. So you can pretty much stall with Darkrai and Giratina for several turns, especially with Shaman, as well as Giant Cape. You can Giant Cape one of them as well. Yeah, you can very much just stall, and then once your Magnezone is fully built, just sweep with him. Keep in mind, this is a lightning only deck, meaning that Magnezone doesn't brick. Because if you use Magnezone in anything other than lightning, like if it's a non-lightning deck, then Magnezone can brick if he doesn't have lightning energy attached. And if it's a non-lightning deck, the only way he can get it is from Magneton. I've had games where like it was like that, where like my opponent would just brick and Magnezone would be essentially useless in the active spot. Very satisfying, but annoying if you're using Magnezone. So yeah, this deck has a lot of potential, and keep in mind they're all non-EX, so less risky compared to an EX deck, which is pretty nice. Next deck, King of the Hill. Yeah, this card, again, very similar. Like, you've seen this again in tournament report before. 2 Charizard EXs, 1 Incineroar. I keep on saying this, but Incineroar, in my opinion, I feel like is better going against non-EX Pokemon, whereas Charizard's better going against just tankier, bulkier Pokemon that are probably EX. And yeah, with that being said, we got 2 Charmanders, 1 Charmeleon, oh, 1 Litten. Okay, yeah. And of course, 2 rare candies. I feel like if you run Charizard, if you run a stage 2 in general, like nowadays, you need to run rare candy unless it's freaking Magnezone, man. Because yeah, stage 1 Magneton is just so good. Like they haven't had a stage 1 that's as broken as Magneton, in my opinion. And I don't know if they will. I heard in the TCG, stage 1s don't really get that much love. Like when it comes to like stage, if it has a stage 2 evolution, stage 1s are kind of basic. But I could be wrong. There could be something broken out there, but Dina could definitely just learn from that and add more broken stage 1s. Makes rare candies a lot less meta, but again, rare candies are still pretty nice. But yeah, this is the deck right here. Red card, just messing up your opponent. Iono for consistency. 2 Lilies, because yeah, these guys are tanky motherfuckers. Red is nice. You can, yeah, go, if you red Charizard, he can one-shot Solgaleo, because Solgaleo pretty frail if he goes against Charizard, because yeah, 180 HP. So with red card, you are doing 190. So this is great, because again, type advantage. So you're already doing 170. And yeah, even without red card, like he's gonna be at 10 HP. And this guy takes 10 damage of recoil. Granted, he could Lily, that could save him the game, but yeah. Pretty nice overall. Pretty straightforward. Not really gonna explain that much. Pokemon communication, just if you get bad RNG as well. Because yeah, you run into that a lot, getting very bad RNG. I mean, I'm sure if you played rank, yeah, this is why I hate Solgaleo. I don't know why, but whenever I use Solgaleo, I just get the shittiest RNG. So this next deck right here, where are the gods now? Well, we got like 2 of them right here. This isn't Tapu Lele technically. Tapu Lele is a deity. Okay. Yeah, this is from King Hungry. Okay. Yeah, Giratina EX Greninja with Tapu Lele. Tapu Lele is pretty nice. Very nice early game. This attack does 20 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each energy attached to that Pokemon. So yeah, this guy is pretty good against Giratina. This guy is good because Giratina, again, builds passively in your bench. And keep in mind, this attack can target your opponent's bench Pokemon. Meaning, yeah, so if like, say like your opponent is building up like Magneton or Giratina, you can be like, screw that, I'm just gonna attack your bench right here, not your active. And yeah, with that being said, I'm assuming, yeah, he does pair Cyrus. That's amazing because you could Cyrus and it's potentially attack with Greninja. Yeah, it seems like this is a psychic only deck, so that kind of adds to the consistency with Darkrai getting out fairly fast. He can also go turn 1 as well, like early game. Just get him out, and then in a couple turns, he's going to be fully built. And yeah, we have Giant Cape, of course, Poke Center Lady just to help him out. With that being said, Greninja is going to take a back line approach right here. Like, there are a lot of decks where like he's very aggressive. This guy won't attack. He's just going to be in the bench doing decent damage, doing 150 damage paired with Giratina, so it's pretty nice. As well as good synergy with Cyrus as well, because again, you can just attack your opponent's bench, Cyrus, and then Giratina sweeps. So again, very nice synergy, really like this. Mars and red card, yeah, this combo is devastating. Ideally, red card early game, then Mars late game. And yeah, that could win you the game. Your opponent could have like, I've had games where like, I'm pretty sure my opponent had like a Cyrus or something. And if he Cyrus one of my bench, he would win. I would Mars a red card, and yeah, that kind of just messes him up. Inversely, that happened to me as well. It's very infuriating, but you can't really complain that much. I mean, maybe you can if it happens to you a lot. Knocking on wood, it hasn't happened to me that much somehow. But yeah, Mars is freaking scary. Next deck is, again, another fan favorite deck we've seen in the meta. Very nice, very standard. I made a deck showcase for this deck. My channel, if you guys are curious, it's in my channel. It's I consider watching it because this deck is very consistent. I feel like if you are trying to grind in rank, I know it's like it's almost ending at this point, but yeah, I've seen a lot of consistency with this deck. By far in this season, this is the most consistent, like with my win rate percentage. Yeah, this guy is nice. The deck I used was slightly different. This guy uses Guzma. Guzma is also, again, yeah, very offensive, removing Poke Tools. Pretty nice. Poke Center Lady. For mine, I ran 2 potions. And I feel like that does help a lot. There have been a lot of times where like if you do 2 potions, Poke Center Lady, you're healing 70 HP. So keep that in mind. So, and yeah, that's helped me out a lot because yeah, Giratina taking recoil damage, very annoying. Darkrai as well. I mean, if he gets chipped, yeah, it's pretty scary. But yeah, red, amazing, because even paired with Darkrai, because keep in mind, if your Darkrai is going against a Giratina, because of type advantage, you're doing 140 damage, which is pretty ideal. Because yeah, if your opponent has a Giant Cape, then like attacking your Giratina will just kill him as well. So that could just, yeah, that could end up winning you the game. Very nice. Sabrina, interesting, running 2 Sabrinas. Okay, yeah, he's running 2 Sabrinas. Cyrus. In my deck showcase, I only ran 1 Sabrina. Very situational Sabrina, but yeah, could be very good late game as well as early game just to stall your opponent's Pokemon. I've had scenarios with Sabrina where like I would be going against a non-EX deck, get 2 points, my opponent's substance come kind of like broken, overpowered, like probably like Meowscarada or something, that type of Pokemon. Screw you. Sabrina, just kill one of your, like if he has a frail bench Pokemon, just kill that. So I won a lot with that, so I can see why he added 2. But yeah, this is very interesting. Next deck, again, yeah, this is, we're seeing a lot from the previous meta, previous tournament report. Zubat, Golbat, Crobat, Arceus, Darkrai, Giratina. But we only have, okay, interesting. This is slightly different because there's Darkrai and Giratina in here, just like, yeah, they were invited. Arceus brought him to see his kids, like these freaking, yeah, these winged creatures right here. Yeah, only 1 copy of Darkrai, 1 copy of Giratina, 1 copy of Golbat. And yeah, this is pretty nice. Yeah, you're only gonna be using Darkness Energy, so meaning Crobat, if Crobat is in your active spot, he can do some decent damage, potentially doing 180 if Arceus is in the bench. Pretty nice. Same thing with Darkrai. I mean, yeah, if he's in the bench, doing passive damage is always nice. Giratina, passive energy buildup. So yeah, this deck has a lot of things. He has potential to do 180 damage because yeah, Arceus does 30 damage plus Crobat's 30 damage plus Darkrai's 20 damage. Yeah, it's gonna be very annoying for your opponent if you get this build, but that's like very end game of a scenario. But still, Arceus is always going to be in the meta. Like, yeah, he is very prominent and kind of cool. Like, yeah, I like how he's kind of having like I kind of like how he's having kind of a resurgence in this meta, because it looked like he was getting phased out a couple metas ago, but slowly returning. Kind of sad because looking at this, Garchomp looks like he's kind of getting phased out. He had some luck last meta, and yeah, this is sad if you're a Garchomp user, but even then, keep in mind, if you're using Garchomp, Garchomp one-shots Zubat. So yeah, if your opponent isn't Giant Cape, Zubat gets one-shotted. In my Garchomp deck showcase, that's exactly what happened, where like I would just get Garchomp out. I would get Garchomp out my second turn, and just one-shot that Zubat. I did that twice. Like, he was really trying to build to that Crobat, but I was like, no, fuck you. You are not gonna like just dominate me. Arceus just watched the whole time, and then I eventually secured the dub. So yeah, pretty nice altogether. We got a couple more decks left. So next deck, we got some spicy performances by the Edgy Fellow. Okay, Edgy Fellow's Gengar. Very unique deck. So 2 Ghastlies, 2 Gengars, Oricorio, 2 Tapu Leles. Yeah, this deck a bit of RNG. Is a bit of RNG. We also have Giovanni, yeah, making an appearance. We don't usually see reds now. Giovanni, yeah, he's old news, but he's here. But yeah, to play this deck, ideally the scenario would be you would have Tapu Lele in your early game, just like in your active, Gastly and Lucario in your bench. And yeah, Tapu Lele doing amazing chip damage to your opponent's Pokemon. And you could Cyrus, pair that just in case. And keep in mind Lucario, this Psychic Bird specifically, is pretty interesting. Like, he's essentially the Marshadow equivalent for Psychic. So as you can see, yeah, Spiteful Dance, 20 base damage. But if any of your Pokemon were knocked out by damage from an attack during your opponent's last turn, this attack does 60 damage, so 80 damage in total. Granted, he doesn't do as much damage as Marshadow, but keep in mind, only requiring 1 energy, so it could be worth it in the long run. Because with that being said, you can just build up your Gastly in the bench. Gengar only requiring 2 energy, and yeah, he uses Hypnoblast, 70 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. Now this is where the RNG comes in, because if your opponent's Pokemon is asleep, then that hinders them significantly. But it's a coin flip. Like, if they get heads, then they're not asleep. They get tails, they are. So yeah, it's really up to RNG. Like, if the game wants you to win or not, then yeah. Giovanni is nice just to do a little bit more damage. It could win you the game potentially. Since Gengar is stage 2, lead support, ready card to mess up your opponent. There's no Haunter here, so you're just relying on rare candies to come out. So yeah, this deck, very unique. It is non-EX, and yeah, it has a lot of potential, very much. But yeah, I think the only thing that really hinders it is the RNG right here. The Hypnoblast RNG with the sleeping condition. Yeah, I don't like coin flips. I feel like coin flips are kind of cursed. I don't blame Misty, I blame Moltres. Because I've gotten tails with that guy so many times, like 3 tails in a row. Yeah, I hate that guy with a passion. Misty, depends on her, man. I've had games where she would help me out a lot, like just like 10 tails in a row for like something like Manaphy, and I'm like, okay, thank you. But yeah, this is very nice. Guzma as well. I was gonna use this deck for the deck showcase for this video, but the last deck kind of piqued my interest a lot more. And speaking of the last deck, it's right not here. Okay, second to last deck. Yeah, second to last deck. Yeah, this is Togepi, Togekiss, Lucario coming back, Tapu Lele. So again, very similar playstyle to Gengar. Tapu Lele in your active, Lucario and Togepi in your bench. What makes Togekiss amazing is, if you guys don't know, Overdrive Smash, 60 damage your first turn. During your next turn, this Pokemon does plus 60. So he's doing 120 damage his second turn. And with that being said, your first turn, you can very much pair Cynthia. So Cynthia right here, during this turn, attacks used by your Garchomp or Togekiss do plus 50 damage. With that being said, your first turn, Togekiss could do 110 damage. And if you get Cynthia later on, if Togekiss already attacked more than once, you're gonna do 170 damage paired with Cynthia. So yeah, this guy is kind of a menace. Look how happy he is, just about to just bombard his opponents right here. Yeah, this guy is pretty fun. Togekiss, in my opinion, is one of my fan favorite Pokemon. Yeah, back in my Hard Gold Soul Silver days, I was kind of stupid. I was a stupid kid. I was running freaking Togetic most of the time, but when I saw Togekiss online, like on YouTube, back when YouTube was kind of still in its golden days, yeah, this guy was, I just like how he looks. This looks kind of goofy, like a flying egg. And yeah, with that being said, I'm really happy with how his non-EX turned out. A lot of potential, but keep in mind your opponent can definitely just ruin this if they Sabrina you. Because yeah, I'm assuming it's similar to Crabominable, because if you look at Crabominable EX, I talked about this in my previous video, my ranking tier list, but Crabominable EX, yeah, during your next turn, this attack does plus 40 damage. Very similar to Togekiss right here. And I've experienced this in games where, yeah, I would attack, my opponent's turn, they would Sabrina, and then my next turn, I would just retreat and then put my Crabominable EX back in the active. I would attack, and it would just be 40 damage. Like, it won't be 80, like it promises. It's gonna be 40, even though my previous turn I did attack. So yeah, Sabrina kind of resets the counter right here, like the game kind of gets confused. Very annoying. I mean, they could very much just fix it, because from reading this text, like, this game is very text heavy. Like, you kind of have to read the text, and there are like kind of loopholes when it comes to certain cards. But looking at this, like, it's pretty straightforward. During your next turn, this Pokemon's Insatiable Striking does plus 40 damage. So in my opinion, it should just do 80 damage regardless if it is switched out or not. Because I mean, it's like a set counter in the game. Like, okay, plus 40 to Crabominable EX, regardless if he attacks or not. I feel like that should be like the coding in the game. But yeah, it just resets if Sabrina just messes you up. Again, Lucario, Tapu Lele, pretty nice. Yeah, I feel like for this deck, you can be definitely very just aggressive. This Tapu Lele, like with Togekiss, your second turn, you can get him out. If you go second, your second turn, if you go second, you can just get him out. and just do amazing damage again. Just depending on your opponent's Pokemon, just kind of mess them up. And keep in mind, this is all non-EX. So TOGEKISS dies, summon Lucario, and then after that, hopefully you can get another TOGEKISS out. And then that TOGEKISS sweeps. Also 140 HP plus Giant Cape, 160. Pretty bulky altogether. The only issue is that there are no heals. But again, it's a non-EX deck, so less risk. And finally, the final deck right here. Yeah, he's finally making an appearance. Tyranitar, very interesting. Yeah, this Flame Turtle is pretty nice altogether. So yeah, 2 Chimchars, 1 Monferno, 2 Infernapes. I'm liking how Infernape is slowly making a resurgence right here. I feel like this guy was at the time, at least before, a good competitor to Charizard EX. But keep in mind, with rare candies, he does get buffed as well. But yeah, this is a deck right here. Lilies, Guzma, red card. And we have Kawi. We have Kawi right here. And this guy is specifically an Alolan Marowak and Tyranitar. I can't say that, dude. Tyranitar support. So yeah, choose one of that Pokemon. Take 2 energy from Energy Zone and attach it to that Pokemon. Your turn ends. So this does end your turn, but it's a good setup for your following turn because you could do this turn 1 with Tyranitar. Yes, I can talk. Yeah, requires 3 energy. So you feed him 2 your first turn. Your next turn, he does 90 damage. So yeah, a lot of potential. Granted, you do have to keep on feeding him because yeah, discard fire energy from this Pokemon. But at the same time, this is pretty good. Yeah, Skarmory, he can one-shot Skarmory potentially if you are paired with you're going against a Solgaleo deck. And yeah, I also said that like earlier that Solgaleo is weak to fire, so pretty nice, doing 110 damage to Solgaleo. So he's not a joke. He is not a joke. 120 HP as a basic. He's not that bad. But Kawi really makes this worthwhile because yeah, this guy, yeah, he's pretty nice. The only downside is that if you're always feeding him, it's gonna be kind of hard to build up Infernape. But keep in mind, Infernape isn't a joke either. Like yeah, he has 170 HP. On top of that, Lily support as well. But yeah, this guy is very aggressive. Like yeah, turn 1 or turn 2. Yeah, this guy just bombard your opponent, and then yeah, Sabrina as well. If your opponent's building something in the bench, if he's cooking, he's not gonna cook. And if he's trying to cook in his hand, you got red card. And also red. You got red, and it has red's card right here. So yeah, this guy is very aggressive. But yeah, that's the end of the article. Yeah, I consider reading these because again, I just kind of skimmed through it, and it's more detailed in this article. I just want to give it kind of a brief overglimpse of what it says because yeah, Pokemon Zone, again, I really appreciate them. I really love what they're doing for the community. Like, yeah, when it comes to leaks as well, they're very fast for leaks and really help out a lot of people overall. But yeah, so for the deck showcase, as I stated earlier, I'm going to be using, to end off the video, I'm going to be using this deck, and let's see how it performs in ranked. All right, here we are in ranked. Okay, we are going first, okay? And against a grass. Okay, so this could be very interesting. Sprigatito, Mars as well. Okay, so I could very much Mars my next turn. Just to mess them up again. Yeah, that's Sprigatito helps a lot with getting grass Pokemon. So if I Mars, I would get insane value. Tapu Lele, sure, why not? Let's put him in bench. Put her in the bench and just end our turn. Next turn, we could evolve into Togetic. And keep in mind, Togetic does 40 damage. So yeah, Fairy Wind isn't really a joke. This guy could still do some decent damage as a stage 1. Oh yes, this is, okay, yeah. So he, Professor researched, and he also Pokeballed. So we're getting some decent value here. Perfect. Okay, this is we have a roadmap right here. Yeah, this is, holy crap, this is a very good, very offensive hand because we do have Cynthia as well. Yeah, so he does Leaf Cape, but keep in mind, if I do Guzma, if he's 30 HP or below, if I Guzma, he's just gonna die. He's just gonna faint, and yeah, that's pretty nice. So for now, I could Professor's Research, but I'm gonna Mars just to be super aggressive because he does in his hand have at least one grass Pokemon. He might have a rare candy as well, so just to mess him up, I'm gonna do that. Togetic, he could mess me up inversely with Mars or red card, but for now, if he doesn't, this is an amazing hand. Like, yeah, dude, we don't even need Lucario. Tapu Lele is just gonna be here just to watch. Could mess me up a little bit if he does Sabrina. Okay, evolving into Floragato, it's over. He attacks. Okay, Togekiss gets out. Cynthia, might as well just Pokeball. Give me Lucario, please. This will be okay. Togepi, I'll definitely take Togepi. Yeah, pretty nice promo art. I'm kind of salty that I only have one copy of this guy. I just got pretty bad RNG at the time. Pretty unfortunate, but yeah, okay, so let's see. I might as well, I'm gonna put one down just in case. If I do get a rare candy, I can get another Togekiss out potentially in a couple turns. But for now, just do this. And yes, this is insane value. Cynthia, 110 damage. Like, this could be a very fast. Please don't surrender, man. This guy might surrender. But yeah, one-shotting this Floragato. No Guzma needed. Next turn, I can just Professor's Research and then just play from that. Like, yeah. And keep in mind, TOGEKISS is doing 120 damage now. So this guy, yeah, depending on your opponent's deck, I feel like as non-EXs go, this guy could get some good value. And keep in mind, the deck he's using is pretty meta. Like, yeah, Meowscarada, Decidueye, GG. Like, yeah, that's very fast. I might do one more battle because, yeah, that was relatively fast and it got pretty good RNG. And yeah, it's it kind of shows how good this deck is. Like, potentially early game, even without like Lucario in your active, this guy can cook. For our next battle, okay, so we have starting hand-wise, this is not too bad. For now, I'm just gonna do this. Okay, yeah, going against yet another grass. A lot of grass dominance so far. But okay, yeah, Tapu Lele is amazing. But the only downside is that if your opponent's not built at all, Tapu Lele does 0 damage. So ideally, you do want to go first while playing this deck. We are going second, unfortunately, but this is not the worst. We do have Giant Cape. Okay, yeah, Togepi. I'm just gonna do, for now, I'm just gonna do this. Okay, if he rate cards me, I very much appreciate it because I'm in this hand. Could be a little bit better. We do need only one more card. We need that juicy Togekiss. But for now, yeah, this is all we could really do. And yeah, if I attack, as you can see, doesn't do anything. 0 damage, but it's fine. Okay, very scary. 5 cards. I have 4 cards. Another rare candy. Okay, sure. Thank you. At this point, I might as well just put this Tapu Lele down. Beat this Togepi. Next turn, please, man. I just need, for now, all we could do really is just attack the Sprigatito. He's building up that other guy though, so it is kind of scary, but at the same time, Tapu Lele's amazing chip damage, and keep in mind this is all non-EX, so I can just basically take this pretty slow, but at the same time, that is scary, dude. 7 cards. Oh gosh, damn. Okay, Meowscarada is out. Not killing Tapu Lele. This is good. Only doing 60 damage. Red cards me. Hopefully I get better luck. You will, please. Rare candy. Okay. Okay, that's looking more promising. Hey, Guzma. Guzma could be good later on, but for now, Pokeball. Versus Research, please give me a Togekiss. This will help me out a lot. Hey, okay, red card as well. Okay, this is great. Let me see. He has 4 cards. I could red card, but I think I should be fine. I can save that for later on. I might do it next turn, but for now, rare candy. Thank you, opponent, for giving me good luck. So we do have this. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna do this. Put my Togekiss in. Togekiss will take a bit of damage, but at the same time, this attack, 1, will activate Overdrive Smash, and 2, when it comes to Meowscarada has to hit this Togekiss 3 times in order to kill it, unless he Giovanni's this turn and next turn, which is very unlikely. Damn, okay, so he does put Rowlet down. Oh, this is good value, dude. This is why I held on to the red card. This is why. Okay, Rowlet. Yeah, this is there. Interesting. So it seems like he is building for that Rowlet. So there's a chance he might have a rare candy as well as a Decidueye in his hand. Cyrus as well. Hey, what's up, man? Okay, this is where it could mess me up. It depends on my opponent's RNG after this, but we're at a good position right here. So Togekiss is pretty low. Or like, yeah, if he gets Decidueye out next turn, he can one-shot my Togekiss. But for now, we're just gonna do this. At this point, feed the other Togepi. Why not? And attack 120 damage. Meowscarada is dead, and I pretty much win as long as he doesn't get Decidueye out. Damn, he subs in Rowlet. I swear, dude. I swear. He has 4 cards. He used both versus Research. There's no way, right? There's no way he rare candies into Decidueye. Oh shit. Okay, this is okay. Interesting. Doing 30 damage. Okay, Togekiss is pretty low. This is great because, okay, all we need now is another Togekiss and we're pretty much set. So for now, might as well just feed this, I don't know, this Tapu Lele right here. Why not? Okay, yeah, attack, 120 damage. Still holding on to that Guzma. We'll see if he'll be, yeah, we'll see if he's going to be helpful later on. But for now, okay, yeah, that's what okay. It was either he's going to kind of sweep me and I still had a chance of winning, or we would just lose, and he ended up losing. And yeah, this is a Togekiss deck. Very fun. Yeah, Togekiss, again, I really like this card. As non-EX go, I might make like a rank video, like the top 10 best non-EX cards. Togekiss is definitely up there. Very fun, especially with Cynthia. But even without Cynthia, if you can get him out relatively consistently, then you're gonna have a lot of fun with him, as you can see from these couple battles we just had. These couple battles. But yeah, that's the tournament report overall. Kind of liking how the meta's kind of shifting a little bit, but at the same time, yeah, I feel like at this point, like, I do like Darkrai and Giratina, but yeah, I feel like we should get like a bigger meta shift later on, hopefully. Because yeah, these guys have been dominating meta for so long. Pretty much ever since they were released, like both cards have been pretty much S tier. We shall see as time goes on. And again, the new boosters packs should be coming out relatively soon. So yeah, with that being said, consider liking and subscribing. But yeah, hopefully you guys found this video a little bit entertaining as well as informative as well. And yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys on my next video. Peace.